Someone you know is praying for your downfall right now. While you're watching this video, they're on their knees asking God to destroy you. And here's the terrifying part, it might be someone you trust. Someone who smiles at you every day. Someone who calls themselves your friend. In the next 25 minutes, I'm going to reveal the 8 unmistakable signs that someone is secretly praying against you. And sign number 8 is so dangerous that if you ignore it, their prayers could actually work. Stay until the end because I'll also show you exactly how to reverse their prayers and send that negative energy back to where it came from. Let's begin. Before we dive into the 8 signs, you need to understand what it means when someone prays against you. This isn't just gossip or negative thoughts. This is spiritual warfare. When someone prays against you, they're asking God, the universe, or spiritual forces to bring harm into your life. They're calling on powers bigger than themselves to destroy you. Some people do this consciously. They actively pray for you to fail, get sick, lose your job, or suffer. They might go to church or spiritual places and specifically ask for bad things to happen to you. This is intentional spiritual attack. But others do it unconsciously. They're so full of jealousy and hatred that their thoughts and wishes become prayers even without formal words. Every time they think, I hope they fail, or, I wish something bad would happen to them, they're essentially praying against you. Here's why this is so dangerous. Prayer has power. Every spiritual tradition teaches this. When someone focuses their intention, emotion, and will on something, they send real energy into the universe. And if they're praying against you repeatedly, that negative energy accumulates and starts affecting your life. You might notice that everything was going well, then suddenly everything started falling apart. Your health declined. Your relationships got rocky. Money problems appeared. Opportunities vanished. And you can't figure out why. Often, it's because someone is praying against you. Their words and intentions are creating spiritual blockages in your life. The good news is that when someone prays against you, they show signs. They can't hide it completely. Their energy, behavior, and even the consequences in your life reveal what they're doing. Today, I'm going to teach you the 8 signs so you can identify who's praying against you. Once you know who they are, you can protect yourself and stop their prayers from working. Pay close attention to each sign. Think about the people in your life as I describe them. And if someone shows multiple signs, you'll know for certain they're praying against you. Let's start with sign number 1. Sign number 1, your life suddenly got harder after being around them. The first sign someone is praying against you is when your life suddenly becomes significantly harder after you spend time with them or share good news with them. Everything was going well. Then you talk to this person, and immediately afterward, things started going wrong. You got sick. You had a car accident. You lost a client. You had a fight with your partner. Your plans fell through. This pattern repeats. Every time you're around this person or share anything positive with them, negative things follow shortly after. Here's what's happening spiritually. When someone is actively praying against you, their negative intentions create energetic attacks. The moment they learn about your success or spend time with you, they go home and pray against you. Within hours or days, their prayers start manifesting as problems in your life. Here are specific patterns to watch for. The timing pattern. Bad things happen within 24 to 48 hours of being around this person or telling them good news. Once is coincidence. Twice is suspicious. 3 times or more is confirmation they're praying against you. The success block pattern. You tell them about an opportunity, and that opportunity mysteriously falls through shortly after. You were about to close a deal, but suddenly the client backs out. You were getting promoted, but complications arise. This happens because their prayers create spiritual blockages. The health decline pattern. You feel fine, you see this person, and within hours you develop a headache, stomach problems, or sudden fatigue. This is your body responding to their negative prayer energy. The relationship conflict pattern. After spending time with this person, you have unexpected fights with your partner, family, or friends. Their prayers are creating chaos in your relationships. I know someone who noticed this pattern with a coworker. Every time they had a friendly conversation at work, something bad would happen to her that evening or the next day. Her car would break down. Her child would get sick. She'd have a fight with her husband. After the fourth time, she realized the coworker was jealous and praying against her. She distanced herself, and the problems stopped. This sign is one of the clearest because the timing is so obvious. When you're under spiritual attack through prayer, the consequences appear quickly, within 1 to 3 days of the interaction. If you notice this pattern with someone, start keeping a journal. Write down when you see them and what happens afterward. The pattern will confirm whether they're praying against you. But timing alone isn't enough evidence. Let's look at sign number 2. Sign number 2, they're overly interested in your struggles and secretly pleased. The second sign someone is praying against you is when they show excessive interest in your problems and seem secretly pleased when you're struggling. This person always wants to know what's going wrong in your life. They ask detailed questions about your struggles. They probe for information about your weaknesses and failures. And while they might say they're concerned, their energy feels off. You sense they're actually enjoying your pain. Here's why this happens. People who pray against you want to see results. They're monitoring whether their prayers are working. When bad things happen to you, it confirms to them that their prayers are being answered. This makes them feel powerful and validated. Here are specific behaviors that reveal this. The fake concern, they ask, "How are you?" but in a way that feels like they're hoping you'll say something negative. When you share a problem, they light up inside even while pretending to be sympathetic. You can feel the mismatch between their words and their energy. The detail gathering, they ask way too many questions about your problems. How bad is it? How does that make you feel? What are you going to do? They're collecting information about the damage their prayers are causing. The barely hidden smile, when you tell them about something bad that happened, you catch a slight smile or smirk on their face before they remember to look concerned. That flash of satisfaction reveals their true feelings. The comparison game, they immediately follow up your bad news by mentioning how well things are going for them. "Oh, your business is struggling. That's terrible. My business just had its best month ever." This is them celebrating that their prayers are elevating them while bringing you down. The spreading of your struggles, they tell others about your problems under the guise of prayer requests or concern. But what they're really doing is broadcasting your failures so everyone knows their prayers are working. Real friends feel genuine empathy when you struggle. They want to help. They offer support without being invasive. But people praying against you have a different energy. They're secretly celebrating your downfall because they caused it. I knew a woman whose best friend was always the first to know when something went wrong in her life, and always the last to know when something went right. The friend would call regularly asking, "Any problems? Everything okay?" hoping to hear bad news. She never called to celebrate successes. Finally, the woman realized this friend was praying against her and using these conversations to monitor the damage. Pay attention to people who are more interested in your failures than your successes. Pay attention to those who seem disappointed when you're doing well but energized when you're struggling. These people are not your friends. They're your enemies praying for your destruction. Now let's talk about sign number 3, which shows up in their words. Sign number 3, they make negative declarations disguised as concern. The third sign someone is praying against you is when they make negative declarations about your life while pretending to be concerned or helpful. This person says things like, "I'm worried you're going to fail. I have a feeling something bad is going to happen to you. Be careful, I don't see this working out well for you. You should prepare for the worst." These sound like concern or advice, but they're actually spoken curses. They're using words to program negativity into your future. Here's what you need to understand. Words have creative power. Every spiritual tradition teaches this. In Christianity, it says life and death are in the power of the tongue. In other traditions, they talk about spells, mantras, or declarations. The principle is the same: what you speak has power to create reality. When someone repeatedly speaks negative outcomes over your life, they're not just predicting the future. They're trying to create that future. Each negative declaration is a prayer against you disguised as conversation. Here are specific phrases that reveal someone is praying against you through their words. I just have a bad feeling about this. When you share something positive, they immediately inject doubt and fear. I'm happy for you, but I just have a bad feeling about this new job. They're praying against your success while pretending to be intuitive. You should be careful because they constantly warn you about dangers, failures, and problems that haven't happened. You should be careful with that relationship. I see heartbreak in your future. They're speaking curses while pretending to protect you. I hate to say this, but no, they don't hate to say it. They love saying it. I hate to say this, but I don't think you're going to succeed. That's a curse disguised as honesty. I'll pray for you, with negative energy. Sometimes they outright say they'll pray for you, but the way they say it feels dark. They're essentially telling you they're going to pray against you while making it sound like they're helping. Repeated negative predictions. They constantly predict bad outcomes. You're going to get sick. You're going to lose money. That's going to fail. Each prediction is a prayer programming negativity into your life. The key to identifying this is paying attention to whether someone's words lift you up or tear you down. Real friends speak life, hope, and encouragement. People praying against you speak death, fear, and failure. I know a man whose family member would always say things like, "Don't get too excited, you know how things usually turn out for you," or, "I'm praying for you to be strong when this falls apart." Every conversation was filled with negative declarations disguised as realism or concern. When he finally cut this person off, his life dramatically improved because the spoken curses stopped. If someone in your life constantly speaks negativity over you, they're praying against you with their words. Don't dismiss it as them being realistic or concerned. Recognize it as spiritual attack. But words aren't the only way people pray against you. Sign number 4 shows up in their actions. Sign number 4, they actively work to turn people against you. The fourth sign someone is praying against you is when they actively work to damage your relationships and turn others against you. This person goes to your mutual friends, family members, or colleagues and poisons them against you. They spread rumors. They twist your words. They share your private business in a negative light. They create doubt about your character. All while pretending they're not doing anything wrong. Here's why people who pray against you do this. They're not just asking spiritual forces to harm you, they're also taking physical action to make their prayers come true. They're partnering with the spiritual realm by creating real-world problems for you. The Bible talks about this. It says some people have the tongue of a serpent. They use their words to inject poison into others. When someone prays against you, they often follow up those prayers with gossip and slander to help the prayers manifest. Here are specific ways this shows up. Strategic gossip. They share negative information about you to keep people in your life. They might tell your boss something that makes you look bad. They might tell your partner something that creates doubt. They might tell your friends something that makes them question you. The gossip is always strategic, designed to damage important relationships. The "I'm concerned about them" tactic, they frame their gossip as concern. I'm really worried about John. I've noticed some concerning behavior. I'm only telling you because I care. This makes them look like a good person while destroying your reputation. Creating misunderstandings, they deliberately misrepresent your words or actions to others. You say one thing, they report it differently. You do something innocent, they spin it to seem suspicious. They create smoke where there's no fire. Forming alliances against you, they gather people to their side. They build a coalition of people who now view you negatively based on the lies or twisted truths they've shared. You suddenly find yourself facing multiple people who seem to have a problem with you, and they've all been influenced by this one person. Playing victim, if you confront them or create distance, they tell everyone that you attacked them or abandoned them. They flip the narrative so you look like the bad guy while they look innocent. The goal of all this is isolation. People who pray against you want you alone, without support systems. Because when you're isolated, you're more vulnerable to spiritual attack. When your relationships are damaged, you're weakened. I knew a woman whose coworker was praying against her. The coworker systematically went to their boss, other colleagues, and even the woman's friends, telling twisted versions of events to make her look incompetent and unstable. By the time the woman realized what was happening, multiple relationships had been damaged. She had to actively rebuild her reputation by being transparent with people about what was really going on. If you notice someone in your life who seems to be working behind the scenes to turn people against you, they're likely praying against you. The spiritual attack and the social attack work together to bring you down. Now let's move to sign number 5, which shows up in your dreams. Sign number 5, you see them in negative dreams or nightmares. The 5th sign someone is praying against you is when they repeatedly appear in your negative dreams and nightmares. You keep dreaming about this person. In the dreams, they're attacking you, betraying you, chasing you, or causing you harm. Sometimes they're not directly doing anything, but their presence in the dream creates a heavy, dark feeling. You wake up disturbed, anxious, or afraid after these dreams. This is not random. When someone is actively praying against you, their spiritual energy targets you on the dream level. Dreams are when your subconscious mind and spiritual body are most active and vulnerable. It's the easiest time for spiritual attacks to reach you. Here's what's happening spiritually. When someone prays against you with strong emotion and intention, they create an energetic connection to you. This connection is strongest when you're asleep because your conscious defenses are down. Their negative prayers and intentions infiltrate your dreams, manifesting as nightmares or disturbing imagery. Here are specific dream patterns that indicate someone is praying against you. Recurring dreams about them, you keep dreaming about this specific person multiple times per week or month. The dreams might be different scenarios, but they're always present and the dreams always have a negative or uncomfortable feeling. Dreams where they attack you. In the dream, this person is physically attacking you, shouting at you, trying to hurt you, or destroying something important to you. This is your subconscious picking up on their spiritual attacks. Dreams where they betray you. You dream that this person is betraying you, lying about you, or turning others against you. This is your spiritual intuition showing you what they're actually doing in the spiritual realm and possibly in real life. Dreams where you can't escape them, they chase you in dreams, or you're trapped with them, or you keep encountering them no matter where you go in the dream. This represents how their prayers are following you and you can't get away from the attacks. Dreams with dark figures and this person present, you dream about dark shadows, demons, or evil entities, and this person is either present in the dream or you wake up thinking about them. This shows that their prayers have opened spiritual doors for dark forces to attack you. Waking up with their name or face in your mind, you wake up from a bad dream and the first thing you think of is this person, even if they weren't directly in the dream. Your spirit is trying to tell you they're the source of the spiritual attack. Not all negative dreams about someone mean they're praying against you. Sometimes dreams process normal relationship conflicts. The difference is frequency and pattern. If you're repeatedly dreaming about someone in negative ways, and it coincides with other signs on this list, they're praying against you. Many spiritual traditions teach that you should pay attention to your dreams because they reveal spiritual realities that your conscious mind misses. Your dreams are trying to warn you. I know a man who kept dreaming that his business partner was stealing from him. The dreams were so vivid and frequent that he finally investigated. He discovered his partner was indeed embezzling money and had been doing rituals and prayers to take what was rightfully his. The dreams were warnings that both physical and spiritual attacks were happening. If someone keeps appearing in your negative dreams, take it seriously. Your spirit is being attacked, and your dreams are trying to alert you. Now let's talk about sign number 6, which affects your energy directly. Sign number 6, you feel drained or attacked after thinking about them. The sixth sign someone is praying against you is when you feel physically and energetically drained, anxious, or attacked whenever you think about them, even when they're not physically present. You might be going about your day feeling fine. Then this person's face pops into your mind, and suddenly you feel heavy, anxious, or drained. Or you think about them before bed and immediately feel disturbed. Or their name comes up in conversation and you physically recoil or feel sick. This is because when someone is praying against you intensely, an energetic connection forms between you and them. Every time you think about them, you're tapping into that connection and feeling the weight of their negative prayers and intentions toward you. Here are specific ways this manifests. Sudden energy drain, you're feeling energetic, you think about this person, and within minutes you feel exhausted. This is your energy being pulled through the connection they've created through their prayers. Anxiety or dread, thinking about them fills you with unexplained anxiety, dread, or a sinking feeling in your stomach. Your body is responding to the spiritual danger they represent. Physical symptoms, when you think about them or say their name, you get headaches, stomach aches, or chest tightness. Your body is physically reacting to their negative energy. Intrusive thoughts about them, you can't stop thinking about this person even though you want to. They keep popping into your mind. This happens because their prayers have created an energetic cord that keeps pulling your attention to them. Negative emotions, when they cross your mind, thinking about them triggers anger, sadness, fear, or other negative emotions that feel disproportionate. You're feeling the weight of their negative intentions. Difficulty sleeping, if you think about them before bed, if this person crosses your mind right before you try to sleep, you suddenly can't relax. You toss and turn. This is because thinking about them activates the energetic attack. The key indicator here is that your body and energy react negatively to even the thought of this person. You don't need to be in their presence. Just thinking their name affects you. This shows how strong their prayers against you are, strong enough to create a lasting energetic connection. Real relationships, even difficult ones, don't usually create this kind of physical and energetic reaction. But when someone is sending consistent negative spiritual energy your way through prayer, your whole being recognizes the threat. I know a woman who would get intense headaches every time she thought about her sister-in-law. She couldn't understand why until someone explained spiritual attacks to her. She realized the sister-in-law was jealous and had been praying against her marriage for years. Once she cut the energetic cord and protected herself, the headaches stopped. If thinking about someone makes you feel bad physically, emotionally, or energetically, and this happens consistently, they're praying against you. Your body is trying to warn you. We're almost at the most important signs. Sign number 7 reveals their true nature. Sign number 7, they have a pattern of destroyed relationships. The 7th sign someone is praying against you is when they have a history of relationships that ended badly, and according to them, it's always the other person's fault. This person has burned bridges with multiple people. Former friends who no longer speak to them. Family members they're estranged from. Ex-partners who did them wrong. Co-workers who betrayed them. And in every single case, they claim they were the victim. Here's why this matters. People who pray against others don't just target you. You're not special in that way. They've done it before, and they'll do it again. They're habitual spiritual attackers who use prayer as a weapon against anyone they feel threatened by or jealous of. Here are specific patterns to look for. Multiple burned bridges, they've cut off or been cut off by numerous people. If you ask them about it, they have stories about how each person wronged them. My ex-best friend betrayed me. My family doesn't understand me. My former business partner stole from me. It's a pattern. They're always the victim. In every single story about a destroyed relationship, they paint themselves as the innocent victim and the other person as the villain. They never take responsibility. They never acknowledge their part in the conflict. Warning you about their enemies, they tell you about all these terrible people from their past and warn you not to trust them. What they're really doing is controlling the narrative, so if those people ever tell you the truth about what really happened, you won't believe them. Isolated or only has newer relationships, they don't have any long-term relationships, except maybe with people who are as toxic as they are. All their current friends are recent because they can't maintain healthy relationships long-term. Quick to turn on people, you've watched them have conflicts with others. Someone they called their best friend last month is now their worst enemy. They turn on people quickly and viciously. And you wonder, if they can do that to others, what stops them from doing it to you? Here's the truth, people who habitually prey against others eventually turn on everyone close to them. It's only a matter of time. Today they're your friend. Tomorrow they'll be praying for your destruction. The reason they've destroyed so many relationships is because they use spiritual warfare against anyone who challenges them, succeeds more than them, or discovers their true nature. They prey against people, it causes problems, relationships end, and then they play victim about why everyone leaves them. Pay attention to people whose past is littered with enemies and broken relationships where they're always innocent. These are dangerous people. They're serial spiritual attackers. I know a man who befriended someone who claimed her entire family had turned against her for no reason. Red flag. Then she said her previous friend group betrayed her. Another red flag. Then her ex-husband was evil. At some point, you have to ask, if everyone in someone's life is supposedly terrible, who's the actual common denominator? Within a year, this man became the next person she turned on. She started praying against him and spreading lies about him to mutual friends. The pattern repeated. He wished he'd seen the warning signs from her history. If someone has a trail of destroyed relationships behind them, protect yourself. Don't believe their victim stories. Don't think you'll be different. You'll eventually become the next target of their prayers. Now we're ready for the 8th and final sign. This is the most dangerous one. Sign number 8, they openly practice manipulation or witchcraft. The 8th and most dangerous sign someone is praying against you is when they openly or secretly practice manipulation, witchcraft, or dark spiritual practices. This person might casually mention they do readings, practice manifestation rituals, work with spirits, or have spiritual gifts. They might talk about doing spell work, using candles for intentions, or having altars. They might mention praying in ways that sound more like spellcasting than traditional prayer. Or they might be more subtle, they give you gifts that feel energetically wrong, they ask for your personal items like photos or hair, they want to know your birth details, or they offer to pray for you in ways that feel manipulative. Here's why this is the most dangerous sign, these people aren't just casually praying against you. They're using advanced spiritual techniques, rituals, and possibly demonic forces to attack you. Their prayers are turbocharged with occult power. Here are specific red flags. They practice or are interested in dark arts, they talk positively about witchcraft, voodoo, root work, black magic, or working with dark spirits. Even if they say they only do white magic or good witchcraft, be cautious. People with these skills can easily weaponize them. They offer to do spiritual work for you, they want to pray over you, do a reading, perform a cleansing, or do a ritual to help you. This can be a way to spiritually access you or even curse you while pretending to help. They ask for personal items, photos, clothing, hair, nails, handwriting, birth information. In spiritual warfare and witchcraft, these items are used to create connections for curses and attacks. Never give personal items to people you don't completely trust. They give you gifts that feel wrong, they give you jewelry, clothing, or objects that make you feel uncomfortable when you wear or use them. Some people place curses on objects and give them as gifts. Always cleanse gifts from suspicious people. They have altars or do rituals, they mention having altars with candles, photos, or objects. In some spiritual practices, people place photos of their enemies on altars while doing rituals against them. They talk about teaching people lessons, they believe in using spiritual means to punish or control others. They might say things like, "I'll make them regret that," or, "I know how to handle people who cross me." They're overly interested in your spiritual life, They ask detailed questions about your spiritual practices, what you believe, where you go to church, what prayers you pray. They're looking for weaknesses in your spiritual protection. Not everyone who practices alternative spirituality is dangerous. But people who combine jealousy, manipulation, and spiritual practices are extremely dangerous. They have the tools and knowledge to attack you on levels most people can't even perceive. If someone in your life practices these things and shows the other signs on this list, you're dealing with someone who's actively working against you using spiritual powers. This requires serious protection and possibly professional spiritual help to defend against. I know a woman who discovered her coworker had a photo of her on a home altar surrounded by black candles and negative petitions. The coworker was doing actual rituals to destroy her career. Once this was discovered and the woman took spiritual protection measures, including getting help from her church, the attack stopped and the coworker's own life fell apart instead. When people weaponize spiritual practices against you, you're in danger. Take it seriously. Get protection. Cut them off completely. Now let me tell you what to do if you recognize these signs. If you recognize multiple signs and you're certain someone is praying against you, here's exactly what to do. Step 1. Stop sharing your life with them. Immediately put this person on an information diet. Don't tell them about your plans, successes, struggles, or personal life. The less they know, the less ammunition they have for their prayers. If they can't know what's going on with you, they can't effectively pray against specific areas. Step 2. Create physical distance. Limit or eliminate contact with this person. Stop answering their calls. Don't meet up with them. Remove them from social media so they can't monitor your life. Physical distance reduces their ability to gather information and weakens the energetic connection. Step 3. Cut the spiritual cord. Every night before bed, visualize the energetic connection between you and this person. See it as a cord or chain. Then visualize yourself cutting that cord with a sword of white light. Say, I cut all cords between me and name. They have no spiritual access to me. All their prayers against me return to them. I am free. Step 4. Activate return to sender. Light a white candle and pray. Any and all prayers, curses, and negative energy sent to me are immediately returned to sender with 7 times the force. What they wished for me, they receive. What they prayed against me, rebounds to them. I am protected and they are powerless. This isn't about revenge. It's about spiritual self-defense. Their negative energy needs to go somewhere. Sending it back protects you and also teaches them consequences. Step 5. Build strong spiritual protection. Pray for protection daily. Wear or carry protective items like a cross, evil eye charm, or protective crystals. Keep salt in your home. Do regular spiritual cleansing. Make yourself spiritually untouchable. Ask God or your higher power to surround you with warrior angels who deflect all negative prayers and attacks. Build your spiritual armor so strong that their prayers bounce off you like rain off an umbrella. Step 6. Don't engage or retaliate publicly. Don't confront this person about praying against you. Don't badmouth them to others. Don't create drama. Just quietly distance yourself and protect yourself. When you engage, you give them more to talk about and more fuel for their prayers. Let your success and peace be your revenge. When their prayers don't work because you're protected, they'll realize they've lost power over you. Step 7. Get professional help if needed. If this person practices witchcraft or you're experiencing severe spiritual attacks, get help from a priest, pastor, spiritual healer, or deliverance minister. Some attacks require professional intervention. Don't try to fight advanced spiritual warfare alone. Step 8. Focus on your own blessings. The best defense against people praying against you is living so blessed that it's obvious their prayers aren't working. Focus on your own success, happiness, and spiritual growth. When you're thriving despite their attacks, they lose credibility and power. Remember, people can only pray against you successfully if you're spiritually unprotected and if God allows it. Build your relationship with your higher power. When you're in alignment with divine protection, no prayer against you can succeed. You now know the 8 signs that someone is secretly praying against you. Your life suddenly got harder after being around them. They're overly interested in your struggles and secretly pleased. They make negative declarations disguised as concern. They actively turn people against you. You see them in negative dreams. You feel drained when thinking about them. They have a pattern of destroyed relationships. And they practice manipulation or dark spiritual arts. If someone in your life shows multiple signs, don't ignore it. Don't make excuses for them. Protect yourself. Distance yourself. Cut the cord. Return their negative energy to them. And build strong spiritual protection. You don't have to live under spiritual attack. You have the power to break free and protect yourself. Their prayers don't have to work. You can reverse them and live in peace and blessing. If this video opened your eyes, please like it and subscribe to this channel. Share it with someone who might be under spiritual attack without realizing it. This information could save their life. And remember, when people pray against you, it says everything about them and nothing about you. Keep your head up. Stay protected. Keep thriving. Their jealousy is their problem, not yours. Until next time, stay blessed, stay protected, and let your success be your response to every prayer against you.